We're going to discuss the triangle sum theorem and also the theorem involving remote interior angles of triangles. All right, the triangle sum theorem is when we have a triangle ABC, and this could be equilateral, acute, isosceles, right, and so forth. Doesn't matter. Uh, all three angles measures angle A, angle B, and angle C. The sum of these angles will always equal to 180 degrees. So the sum of the interior angles of a triangle is 180 degrees. That's the triangle sum theorem. Remote interior angles. First off, remote interior angles are interior angles of a triangle that are opposite of the exterior angle. And your exterior angles can be any extension of a side of a triangle that creates an exterior angle, like here with angle 3. Now, what we mean by uh, remote interior, these are angles on the inside. So we're looking at angles 1 and 2 on the inside, and these angles are opposite of angle 3. And the reason why these are opposite is because angle 1 and angle 2 will not touch angle 3 here on the exterior. Of course, exterior meaning outside and interior meaning inside. So, and according to the theorem, it is angle 1 and angle 2, the remote interior angles, their sum will be equal to that of the exterior angle 3. So the sum of the remote interior angles is equal to the measure of the exterior angle. So now let's have a look at a few problems here involving these. All right, here. Again, here we have a triangle. Here we have three angles, but one angle here, we need to determine the measure of that. Since we know that the sum of all three angles, that'll be the x degree angle plus 70 degree angle plus the 41 degree angle will be equal to 180 degrees. All right, now we have our equation. Now simplify and solve it. So this will be x degrees. 70 plus 41 will give us 111 degrees, be equal to 180. Subtract 111 degrees on both sides. So we'll have x degrees be equal to, see if we compute this, 9 and 7, so that'll be 69 degrees. X will be equal to 69 degrees. And simply check that. It'll be 69 plus 70 plus 41 equal to 180. 69 plus 70 will give me 139 degrees plus 41. And then 139 plus 41 would be 180, equal to 180. So this checks out. And so this is the correct degree measure. All right, let's have a look at another one. Here we have another triangle here. We have 50 degrees here, but these two angles look like they would be exactly the same. Well, let's check this out. Again, that'll be x plus 58 will be equal to 180 degrees. All right, let's simplify the equation and solve it. So x degrees plus x degrees, let me get 2x plus 58 equals 180. All right, now let's solve it. And by subtracting 58 on both sides here, undoing our equation using inverse operations. So we got 2x. These 58's cancel here. 180 minus 58. So this will give us 2 here. 17 minus 5 give me 12. That's 122 divided by 2. X will be equal to 2 goes into 12, 6. And we have 2 going into 1, 61 degrees. So X is 61 degrees. So that would mean both of these angles will measure out 61. And again, we check that. See, 61 plus 61 plus 58 equal to 180. All right, 61 and 61. Again, will give me 122 degrees plus 58. And 122 plus 58 will give me 180 degrees on both sides here. And so since that checks out, so this checks out that these two angles here are 61 degrees. All right, let's check out the last one here. Now this one is a little bit busy. Here we don't have one variable to solve for. We have 1, 2, 3 measures to find here in this configuration. First and foremost, we do have two triangles. So let's begin here where we have two known angles here, and we can solve for the third interior angle here by making our equation. Let's start here with W degrees plus 85 plus 42 is equal to 180. All right, now simplify and solve it. That'll be W plus 85 plus 42. See, 5 plus 2 is 7, and 8 plus 4 makes 12. So it's 127 equals 180. And then subtract 127 on both sides. Use my inverse operations here. That'll be W. 127 cancels on the left side. And so here, it'll be 3, and then 7 minus 2 would be 5, and that's 53 degrees for W. All right, not quite finished yet. Now that we know W is equal to now 53 degrees, we can actually use this to help us determine what X is. Also, another helpful hint is X is an exterior angle. So which means that the 85 degree angle and the 42 degree angle are the remote interior angles to this exterior angle. So again, looking back at the remote exterior angles, is that the sum of the remote interior angles is equal to the measure of the exterior angle. So let's use that. And there's also something else we're going to use and double check that. All right, so that would mean X will be equal to 85 plus 42, which will be equal to 127 degrees. Now, like I said, we can also double check this by looking at this as the connection between W and X. Since we know W is 53, W and X are supplementary angles because they create a straight angle when you combine these together. And so that will lead to follow here is that W plus X equals 180. And since we know W, I already solved for W, that's 53. That's 53 plus X equals 180. And if we subtract 53 on both sides, X is 127 degrees. So we know two different ways of finding that angle using two different methods. One, supplementary angles, and two, using our knowledge of remote interior angles and their connection with the exterior angle. So this holds true. All right. Now the last one to find here. Now we know X is 127 degrees. All right. Now we look at another angle relationship here. We need to find out what Y is, but yeah, we still have a third degree measure missing here. Actually, there's two ways to solve this. X will be counted as an exterior angle, could be counted as an exterior angle to this triangle here, which will yield that Y and 88 are the remote interior angles to this exterior angle. Another relationship we can make is, since W is 53 degrees and this angle is directly across from W, then W and this angle will also create vertical angles. And vertical angles is what we know as being congruent or having the same measure. All right. So there's several ways to go about it, but I'm going to go with my knowledge of the remote interior angles. We got Y and 88. These are remote interior. So these will be equal to the measure of X. And X is 127. So let's set up an equation here to represent that. So that'd be Y plus 88 will be equal to 127. Or let me write this way, Y plus 88 equals X. This will be our starting point, making our connection here that Y and 88 are the remote interior angle and X is the exterior angle. And since X is 127, we substitute 127 in for X. And now we can solve this equation here for Y and subtract 88 on both sides here. That'd be Y equal to 88's cancel. So let's solve this. So this will be 9 here. 11 minus 8 would be 3. So we get 39 degrees. All right. So 88 plus 39 will give us 127 for that exterior angle. So now we've solved for W, X, and Y using the triangle sum theorem and the remote interior angles theorem.